Hanging around guns on an abandoned lot on Chippewa Street. One of those individuals, Kentrell Galden, better known as rapper NBA Youngboy. The drama surrounding Baton Rouge native rapper NBA Youngboy continues. The rapper was arrested around 4:30 Tuesday morning on multiple drug charges. The rapper was one of 16 arrested at the scene. They all attempted to run upon their arrival. The alleged suspicious behavior led police to search cars at the scene. They confiscated 14 guns, $79,000 in cash and drugs. The incident is being investigated by BRPD as well as the FBI, which could lead to federal charges. Galden was released on $75,000 bond Tuesday afternoon.
I ain't doing nothing while you holding him like that. He ain't doing shit though. A motherfucking thing. Already.
So they coming out right now. Don't sit your bitch. What you want to get locked up for, stupid? Look at Tyler.
Tyler had me in the back seat stand with money on the plane. I said fan check. I said he took the fan check on. Who y'all know? I said my dick. I don't know him in 4K truck.
Stop playing.
Yo, what it is, people, we is back. Never down, keep it G News. And there y'all went Baton Rouge, Louisiana to talk about NBA Youngboy case. NBA Youngboy has been on home confinement for 3 years now, y'all. 3 years. Now, in this video, I'm going to take y'all back a little bit, maybe 5-6 months ago, because I noticed something on YouTube, y'all, and on social media. Depending on who you follow, that's the information you got. Like, I still see people that saying Tax Tone a rat. And Troy Avenue had to tell because Tax Stone told on him. So obviously, somebody's out here releasing bad information. Because that's not what happened. If you want to know what happened, I did a video on that, real detailed. Check it out on Tax Stone and Troy Avenue situation. But with NBA Youngboy, since it happened 3 years ago, you know, a lot of people probably don't know what happened no more. Maybe forgot. You feel me? So in this video, we're going to revisit that. Because a lot of things happen in this course, in this process, you know. Some key information got thrown out, some key information got brought in, and we're going to talk about that. You know, one of the things that was big in this case in Baton Rouge was this videotape evidence. And 5-6 months ago, NBA Youngboy scored the major win when it came down to the evidence. You know, the judge decided they couldn't use it. A rapper professionally called Youngboy Never Broke Again, or NBA Youngboy, succeeded in suppressing a video that showed him a felon violating federal gun laws. The government had appealed, arguing that he had neither a protected property interest in the video footage filmed by a third party nor a reasonable expectation of privacy therein. We agree with the government and therefore reversed the district court's contrary judgment. Galden's company, Big 38 Enterprise LLC, hired Marvin Ramsey to follow Galden around to film his everyday life. Galden often requested that Ramsey share portions of his B-roll footage with Galden's record label, Atlantic Records, for use in music videos. More often, Galden edited and uploaded portions of the footage directly to social media. Either way, the footage was used according to Galden's preference for promotional purposes. Most of the footage remained unshared. On September 28, 2020, an anonymous 911 call reported several men with Uzis and other guns walking down a residential street in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This was the second such report in 2 days. Police arrived at the scene and detained Galden, Ramsey, and others. The officers recovered a camera containing a memory card from Ramsey's person and several firearms from the surrounding underbrush. After obtaining a warrant, officers viewed video footage stored on Ramsey's memory card. The footage showed Galden holding a Glock pistol and gesturing with a masterpiece arm pistol equipped with a vertical foregrip. Galden is a felon. Based in part on that footage, a federal grand jury indicted Galden for possession of firearms following a felony conviction, 28 U.S.C. -922 G1, and for possessing a firearm that was not registered to him under the National Firearms Act, 26 U.S.C. -5861 D. Galden moved to suppress the video footage. The government argued that Galden could not suppress the video footage because he lacked blank. Officers obtained a second search warrant to search a camera bag located in a nearby vehicle. It contained additional memory cards that matched Ramsey's camera. A Fourth Amendment interest in it. 3 witnesses testified in support of Galton. A bank manager assisted to a payment from Big 3 Enterprise LLC to Ramsey, and 2 witnesses from Atlantic Records discussed Ramsey's employment as an around-the-clock videographer who recorded lifestyle footage for social media and music videos. Atlantic's chairman noted that Galton shoots a lot of stuff. He then determines where he wants to go up. But the unused footage is not reviewed by Atlantic. Ramsey did not testify. The district court reasoned that Galton had a protective Fourth Amendment interest in the videos on the memory card, although he lacked a Fourth Amendment interest in the memory card itself. The court also found the warrant fatally defective. Accordingly, the court suppressed the footage of Galton in possession of the firearms. The district court denied the government's motion for reconsideration. The government's appeal raising only the antecedent question of Galton's Fourth Amendment interest in the footage. We reviewed the district court's legal determination regarding a motion to suppress de novo in its actual finding for clear error. We view the record evidence in light the most favorable to Galton as the prevailing party. United States v. Massey, 761F. But Galton bears the burden to prove his entitlement to the remedy of suppression. Rutgers v. Illinois, 439 U.S. .128-130-132. The Fourth Amendment protects the right to the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable search and seizures. U.S. Constitution amend. Emphasis added. Those invoking that amendment can vindicate only their personal security against unreasonable search and seizures, not security in the property of someone else. Now, one thing we need to know about court proceedings is it's proceedings. You know, everybody get their chance to speak. Everybody get a due diligence. You know, you get to appeal things, and that's what happened in this case. So, yeah, Youngboy scored that win 6 months ago, 5 months ago, whenever it was. The state appealed it, and the state appealed it and won. Nevertheless, while I have concerns with the majority emphasis on property law concepts and disagree with its application of the third-party doctrine, I concur in the judgment because while Galton argues that he had an arrangement with Ramsey that conferred a legitimate privacy interest in the video, he did not carry his evidentiary burden to support that argument. Neither Galton nor Ramsey nor any other witness testified to the specifics of the arrangement between Galton and Ramsey. Evidence showing that Galton's LLC made a cameraman payment to Ramsey without more is not enough to establish that Galton had a reasonable expectation of privacy in the footage, and the testimony concerning Galton's relationship with Atlantic Records likewise does not establish the terms of Galton's relationship with Ramsey. So though it seemed like a win back then, it actually turned out to be a lose. You know, the judge is going to allow this evidence to be used in NBA Youngboy trial. You know, they got him on videotape holding a gun. Now, if you want to know the real legal ramifications about all this, you can go back and check the video out. I ain't going to get too far into that in this video, because this video is not about that. This video is about something different. This video is about NBA Youngboy needing to have these charges dropped immediately. Because last week, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, news broke that NBA Youngboy was trying to get some ramifications lifted on his home monitor. You know, he's been on there for 3 months. And one of the reasons that, and I've seen people talk about this, but I didn't see people go too much into detail, really point out what really matters. And one of the most important things that was discussed at this hearing was these alleged officers, at least one of these officers that been under investigation actually recently been fired because of misconduct he was committing in office. And if anybody from these cities, you know, if you got a corrupt police force, you know, whenever a police force or police officer come down, you know, through some type of allegations, charges get dropped. Now, with NBA Youngboy, that's not what's going on. And it's ironic because right now, they've given NBA Youngboy all the keys to success, you know, so he can succeed in his home monitor. They sent the boy to Utah. I done talked about how they doing Honeycomb Brazy, why he ended up back in jail. I done talked about Jaden Youngin. You know, all of these guys was on some type of stipulation with parole and probation or home monitor that kept them in their city. So with NBA Youngboy, they moved him out. That says a lot. But it's like, yo, if you're trying to help this man, because obviously you would think so, from them sending them to Utah, why not throw these cases out? Because the things that these officers was doing is worth getting thrown out because they can't be credible no more. They can't even testify because they got fired.
Inside of a bathroom, at the Baton Rouge Police Department's 1st District Precinct. The officers didn't realize that the body camera was on until after the incident. A plan was then made to cover up the incident and get rid of the body camera. Our investigators went to a judge in the 19 JDC and 4 warrants were issued. 1 on Corporal Todd Thomas for malfeasance in office, simple battery, theft, and obstruction of justice. 1 for Deputy Chief Troy Lawrence Sr. for malfeasance in office, principal to simple battery, principal to theft, and principal to obstruction of justice. A warrant was also issued for Sergeant Jesse Barcelona, malfeasance in office, principal to theft, and principal to obstruction of justice. A warrant was also issued for Corporal Douglas Schutz for malfeasance in office. Let me emphasize that we take these allegations seriously, and we remain committed to the justice and well-being of our community. Accountability is not just a word, it's the fundamental principle of how our profession operates. When misconduct occurs, we will acknowledge it, we will confront it, and we will rectify it.
I don't know how many of these officers was involved in the arrest of NBA Youngboy 3 years ago in Baton Rouge, but I know it was at least one, a guy by the name of Tory Lawrence Jr. Tory Lawrence Jr. was kicked off the force, you know. In a lot of these cities, you know, in Baltimore, we had the Gun Trace Task Force. In Baton Rouge, they got something called Safe Streets or whatever they call it. Now, the reason why these dangerous cities employ these type of officers, you know, they try to fight fire with fire. You know, they try to bring an equal strength to the streets. And a lot of times it ends in indictment because these guys, instead of upholding the law, they think they are the law and they go above and beyond the law, you know, and they venture off into criminality. We're seeing this in a lot of cities, in a lot of states. Now, these guys didn't just sexually assault. No, they got a history of this. You feel me? They even had a room that they called the Brave Cave where they used to take people out the streets and question them without them even being charged with anything.
Officers accused of beating and humiliating suspects in a warehouse called the Brave Cave. Tonight, the allegations and descriptions from inside. And here's ABC's Steve Osunsami.
State your name, first and last name.
Jeremy Lee.
Federal investigators tonight are asking anyone in Baton Rouge who's ever been held by local police and brought to this large white warehouse to call the FBI. Authorities were forced to close it down last month after reports of police abuse, including a complaint from a 47-year-old woman who says she was sexually humiliated for over 2 hours in this same room in June and then let go.
What happened there is unconscionable. She was then strip searched. There was also a visual body cavity search that was performed upon her.
It was nicknamed the Brave Cave, and in a federal lawsuit, lawyers for 22-year-old Jeremy Lee say that after this video was recorded, the police officers turned off their body cameras and then beat him so badly that the local jail refused to admit him until he was treated by a nearby hospital. There he was treated for broken bones and other injuries.
You didn't tell me my rights or nothing.
I don't have to. I didn't ask you nothing self-incriminating.
The officers were already seen getting physical with the young man here when they took him into custody in a series of videos released tonight by his attorneys. Lee and others who've complained weren't even charged with any crime that led them to being held.
Several people that we've spoken to have described being interrogated on a small wooden chair in the middle of that warehouse space. It doesn't look like anything that you would associate with normal policing process. I mean, it looks like something out of a mob film.
Police have now shut down the street crime unit, and one of the officers, Troy Lawrence Jr., the son of a deputy chief, has resigned. He was also arrested in an unrelated incident where he's accused of misdemeanor battery. And records show that he's been at the center of several civil rights lawsuits and excessive force complaints.
Now you mean to tell me, y'all, with everything that we just found out, all the corruption and misconduct these officers was doing, and earlier in the video I said he was on probation for 3 months, I really meant 3 years. NBA Youngboy has been on home monitor for 3 years. Though they lifted some of his restrictions, they need to let NBA Youngboy off and throw this case out immediately. Like, I don't understand how are they going to come to court with good faith, knowing at least one of these officers that was involved in this type of conduct had hands in arresting NBA Youngboy? Like, how can they do that? Don't make sense to me. Now, what it looked like to me that may be going on, and this is the reason why NBA Youngboy been on the box for so long, is by the time he go to court, he gonna have time served. If they give NBA Youngboy 5 years, he been on the box 3 years, he gonna get home immediately. So it's almost like a win-win, even though home monitor is the worst. I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. I don't think I could actually do 3 years on home monitor, y'all. I'd have went crazy. Straight up. But home monitor credits does count as prison time. So if he was to get found guilty, he'd get that whole 3 years that he been sitting. So he went on that end. But at the end of the day, yo, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. You understand? And what these officers did was wrong. So the state of Louisiana, city of Baton Rouge need to make it right and release NBA Youngboy ASAP, in my opinion. Well, I know how y'all feel about this in the comments, man. Do y'all think NBA Youngboy case need to be dropped because of these officers, or one of these officers had hands on this case? You know, can't be credible. Look at the things these guys was doing, y'all. You talking about they might as well have been waterboarding people. You know, that looked like the type of place that they'd do that in the Brave Cave. You know, they might practice waterboarding there. You understand what I'm saying? And then the assault on a female. You know, males not even supposed to be strip searching females at all. Like, yo, come on, man. Man, make this right, Baton Rouge. Yo, Louisiana got some messed up laws down there, yo. And it's a pattern, you know. I want to know how y'all feel about this in the comments. Make sure y'all like, share this video. Become a member of the channel if you can.
Nigga can't do what I do, y'all niggas can't copy me. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep the shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G.